Hey there, y'all, and welcome to today's Daily Down and Dirty. My name is Fairlight. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all, the message today is there's not an honest fucking thing about conformity. Like, seriously. So we start out with an oracle card, reveal your truth. And this is so much about that very thing. There's not an honest fucking thing about conformity. As children, we get told, tell the truth, always tell the truth. And then we tell the truth, and then we get in trouble for telling the truth. We definitely get punished for speaking our truth. So what gets reinforced is don't really tell people the truth. Tell people what they want to hear. And otherwise, conform. But again, if you think about it, there's not an honest fucking thing about conformity. Conformity says this part of you is not acceptable, this part of you is not acceptable, this part of you is not acceptable. And so it gets reinforced over and over again. These parts of ourselves that we're expected to deny and hide in order to be acceptable. And so, now we can bring it to the consciousness and say, okay, this part of me is just something you can't control. This part of me is something you can't control. This part of me is something you can't control. And now we can start looking at those parts and pieces of ourselves that have been fragmented into the shadow realms and start reclaiming those aspects of ourselves and integrate them back into our authentic wholeness. And, and then we can look at people and say, if you need me to wear a facade, if you need me to wear a mask in order for you to find me acceptable, let's just cut to the chase. You don't accept me. And so you can fuck off in that direction, and I'm going to continue on being me. So that's what we start with. Then we've got the Queen of Cups, who by herself, the Queen of Cups, cups is water, the element of water. It's about our emotions. It's about our psychic abilities. It's about what's in the subconscious. It's about nurture. It's about very, loving energy. The Queen of Cups is a very loving, nurturing, giving person. But in context of all of this, it really speaks to people pleasing and being an overgiver. And so the first card, this one was face down, but it kind of made herself the significator. And so first it's like these other cards fell around it. We had the the judgment card, sorry, looks a lot like the temperance. We do have the temperance card too, but that'll be later. We've got the judgment card, which, and it's behind her back. So there's something where she's like so focused on believing who she's supposed to be that she's missing out on what could truly level her up by taking this cup and pouring into herself, pouring into her life, pouring into her dreams and her goals and her desires, whatever is emotionally fulfilling for her. Then above this queen, we've got the Nine of Swords, which often is called the worst card in the whole deck. This to me is always PTSD. It's trauma. It's like constantly being anywhere but the present moment and never really fully giving your power, your focus, your consciousness to the choices that are in front of you. Oftentimes we don't even recognize we have a choice. We feel we're so indoctrinated into belief systems, even if it goes against what we truly desire, we feel like we have to choose the quote unquote right thing, which really has nothing to do with right and wrong. Again, it's more about obedience and control. And so, and of course there's exceptions to that. Nothing is absolute. Like, sometimes you got to make sacrifices if you have kids, or of course there are those experiences, but I'm speaking to this energy where we're expected to deny our truth and living in this constant fucking hell and misery because we're just draining ourselves by giving and giving and proving and showing, never really recognizing that we have a choice to be fulfilled ourselves. And so this is being trapped in the past, constantly, reliving trauma or regretting something or feeling guilty or whatever, worrying that the same thing is going to happen again. And then fearing the future because, again, worrying, well, what if this goes wrong? And what if this goes wrong? And it's like, just take a minute and breathe. And again, now I'm going to bring in this temperance card. And if you pour into yourself and you bring balance to that wellness, your own fulfillment again. And not so much lamenting the past, it's more about accepting that everything you went through has led to this moment, and learning to love yourself where you are. As I always, with this card, I always want to say the thing I've said to my kids 1,000 times. Well, kids, if this is character building, we're going to be some characters. And so it's like appreciating the character you are, and nourishing yourself and fulfilling yourself and bringing yourself to balance, so that you can recognize the choices that you have. And this judgment, it allows you to level up into new choices, into new experiences. When you nourish yourself, you level up into new timelines, because you've shifted your reality. You shift yourself, and it's okay to do that. And then out to the side of it, I'm kind of not going in order, but who cares? Then out to the side in front of this was the Seven of Swords. And so it's like this people pleasing into deceitful situations, or deceitful people, or people who are taking advantage of her kindness. And even if it's not outright deceit, it's definitely some sort of manipulation, something that she is too good within herself to recognize about other people. But it's like it's almost like a ignorance is bliss kind of a thing. She'd rather see people as good as she is, but if they're not, it's really important for her to learn to recognize that, and to learn again to pour into herself, because there's people that will take advantage of you and let you pour into them and put your own wellness and your own well-being on the back burner for eternity, as long as you're doing what they want. But that's just sinister bullshit. So really, it's more about loving yourself, and not feeling like you don't have anything to prove. Again, it's that conformity kind of thing. It's really about taking off the mask and reveal your truth. You can be a kind and loving person and still tell someone to fuck off. It's not okay to treat me that way. It's not okay to treat others that way, or whatever it is that that is being hidden behind the mask. You don't have anything to prove by being I hear the word graceful. It's almost like allowing things with grace. But if you're just burying your pain, that's not really grace. That's suppression. And that leads to health issues, mental issues, emotional issues. You can only take so much. Don't be afraid to tell people to fuck off. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. And then once you level up to allowing yourself to be important too, once you level up to accepting yourself as the character you are, and recognize you don't have to constantly be in people-pleasing mode, and that you can actually live a genuine life, then you've got, I feel like it should go in this order. Then you've got the Magician, you've got the Strength card, you've got the Empress card, and you've got the Nine of Wands. With the Nine of Wands, it's feeling like it's saying, hang in there. Like once you start this process of pouring into yourself, fulfilling your own life, fulfilling your own dreams, fulfilling your own desires, then it's almost like you'll hit up against some walls, because people aren't, if they're used to you just draining yourself to make them happy, and suddenly you're not doing that anymore, you're definitely going to come up against resistance. And sometimes it means recognizing that they're not really for you, they're just for what you can do for them, and you're allowed to decide that that's not really people I need in my life. Discernment is key. So this kind of says, hang in there, hang in there and find the strength. So with the Magician card, it kind of reminds me, this whole reading is reminding me of like a Three of Wands energy, where it's like once you stop pouring down the drains, once you stop accepting toxic behavior, toxic situations, toxic people in your life, toxic thoughts and belief systems, once you're no longer feeding into that and draining yourself into that, and you start reorienting yourself into your own fulfillment, you'll see, again, it feels like a Three of Wands thing, where things really start manifesting for you. With this Magician, that's so powerful. You've got these major arcanas here. You've got got all three of these are major arcanas, plus you've got judgment and temperance. So you're at a major destiny point right now. And so it's like, once you start doing that, you'll start seeing your own manifestations taking root. You'll see things showing up in your life to where it can surprise you sometimes and be a little spooky, where you were just talking about that. What a coincidence. Oh, I was just thinking about that. What a coincidence. I had hoped for that someday. What a coincidence. And you start to recognize it's not coincidence. You're a powerful, bad motherfucker, and you can manifest things into your life that truly align with who you truly are and what you truly desire for your life. And so it does take a certain amount of strength to shift from being a people pleaser to being the empress, where you know you deserve all the good that you can receive in your life. And so with this strength, it is about somewhat taming the beast. You know, sometimes I like to see the beast as a positive thing, where you're standing in your wild nature, you're in your wild divine self, and you're speaking your truth with wild abandon, and people don't like it, and it's wonderful because it's honest and it's authentic, and you are sovereign in that moment. And sometimes it's allowing that beast to roar. Other times it feels like the beast can be letting the programs, letting the indoctrination, letting the bullshit run your mind and try to keep you calm, and when you shouldn't be calm, when you should be pissed, or, you know, keeping you silent when you want to roar, whatever it is. So it really feels like with the strength card, it's finding the strength to find your voice, finding the strength to see how beautiful and powerful you are, how deserving you are to live a life of joy and happiness. And in some ways I'm feeling like maybe you have some unique gifts or talents, or maybe you're exceptionally intelligent, or, you know, good at language, or just any number of things, gardening, whatever it is, that there may be things that you have been somewhat dimming down because others get mad at you if you shine too brightly, and it feels like, no, fuck that. They don't deserve to be in my life, and I'm going to live the life that truly I deserve to align to, because I do have these unique gifts and talents. I am a creative person. I am a loving, nurturing person. I do give. Also, it's really important to learn to receive. With that Empress card, you deserve all good things in life. You deserve to recognize who and what you are within this universe, and basically who and what you are is the universe embodied as you, and always continuously flowing in as and through you. You are a sacred divine goddess. I don't care what gender you identify as. Be the Empress and allow it to pour into you, and roar when you motherfucking want to roar, and definitely align to and manifest what is truly authentic to you. All right, that's all I have for today. My name is Fairlight. If you would like a palm reading, a tarot reading, or an astrology reading, you can get that from me. I do it both online. I'll have my Calendly linked somewhere in the show notes or whatever. And if you happen to be in the downtown Asheville, North Carolina area, come on into Instant Karma. It's a one-stop hippie shop. You can get groovy tapestries, cute hats. I borrowed this hat for the reading. Candles, crystals, clothes, pendulums, just all kinds of beautiful things that I don't even know what else to list because it's too much to name. But come on in, or you can even go to instantkarmaasheville.com. Otherwise, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and peace and love until next time.